Hello everybody, another video here for you today. It is Ramsey Coach with Coach Steve Money. There's my stream on the other TV, and there we hear sound. So we are all good, yay. A little agua. And then start right on the hour. And there we are, 7 p.m. Central Time. And live from Cabot, Arkansas, this is Coach Steve Money, Ramsey Coach, with Coach Steve Money, number 36, September 9th, 2023. And here we do live financial advice. Alrighty, let's get going. Plugs first. Again, Coach Steve Money, certified Ramsey Solutions, certified financial coach. And you can schedule a free online appointment with me. That's through video conferencing, probably Google Meet. Financial coaching consultation / assessment. If you've got money problems or you just want to make sure you're on the right track, calendly.com/Coach Steve Money. That's calendly.com/Coach Steve Money. Link is also in the description of the video. You can email me about coaching or anything else on my YouTube channel, CoachSteveMoney@gmail.com. Donations can go to paypal.me/Coach Steve Money. You can add me on the gram at Coach Steve Money. And of course, this YouTube channel is youtube.com/Coach Steve Money. Alright, if you're not familiar with me, I do have a YouTube channel with a bunch of different things on it. Oak Island stuff. I do live streams all the time, a lot. This show, which is Ramsey Coach, and which I comment on Reddit, sometimes Facebook questions, statements, and that is live financial advice from a Ramsey certified coach. And my music playlist has Ramsey adjacent songs, such as one on Lifestyle Creep. Lifestyle Creep. Instead be a widow. Why the heck are you in debt? And the Baby Steppin' song. That's Baby Steppin', like from Levitating by Dua Lipa. Jade Warshaw song. Debt fought Warshaw and Warshaw won. Debt fought Warshaw and Warshaw won. And I guess that's why we all watch Rachel Cruz. John Deloney. And of course the original Baby Step song, if you want to have financial peace, then you should do the baby steps. Ba-da-ba-ba, ba-da-ba. And all the editions of the Ramsey show, after show. I used to do this every weekday. Now I can only do it 2 or 3 times a month due to work. But they are all on here. All the way back to many moons ago. As you can see, when was it? 8/23, 2020? No, 8/24, 2022. And then I took quite a hiatus, and then that next one was in June 19th, 2023. So like 10 months off. Alrighty. Let's see. Before we get into the questions, just take a look at the market. Small cap down, and everything else was negative most of the day, I think. No, it was up all day, and then it came down, went back up. Check the S&P 500. S&P 500 is, of course, the 10%, which I think at this point it's like 11.5. percent average its entire life, and that's what you should be judging your investment in, such as gold. What up, A9? What up, Sid? Such as gold, which is less. Any other types of investments you're looking in, the mutual funds you would be looking for, you want them to have the 10 to 12% that the S&P has done over its history. Let's see, what else do we have? Let's see, on the currencies. They're all, okay, I guess they stopped tracking it during the weekend. But I read an article where the US dollar is supposed to be getting stronger. Like all signs point to it getting stronger for a significant period of time coming up. So that's probably good for us. I don't know about for the UK, A9. The UK. I saw this article from The Street. Popular retail chain survives bankruptcy, but stores will close. And that store, of course, is Party City. It says when it filed Chapter 11 in January, Party City had more than 850 U.S. locations. As part of the bankruptcy process, the chain was able to exit some unfavorable leases and closed more than 50 locations. It will exit Chapter 11 with new financing, a stronger balance sheet, and much less debt. Where does it say that? Where does it say? Oh, come on. You gave the number somewhere in here. Anyway, it was like it said when it emerged from, specifically the plan provides for Party City Holdco debt to be reduced by nearly $1 billion. So Party City had over $1 billion. It doesn't say how much they'll have now. Have an asset-based lending credit line of $562 million. That doesn't help you because you owe that money back again. So if you run the company the same way, it'll be $1 billion again. But so they still have some debt, but don't know how much. But at least $1 billion is what they had, because their debt is going to be reduced by $1 billion. Alrighty, just thought that was interesting. 7 baby steps, and we'll be referring to these. This is the linchpin, the major tenet. It basically wraps up what the baby steps are all about, or what the Ramsey plan is all about, rather. And step 1, save $1,000 when you start an emergency fund. Step 2, pay off all debt except the house using the debt snowball. Step 3, save 3 to 6 months of expenses in a fully funded emergency fund. Step 4, invest 15% of your household income into retirement. That's gross income for investing. Step 5, save for your children's college fund. Step 6, pay off your home early. Step 7, build wealth and give. Steps 1, 2, and 3 you do in order, one at a time. If you have more than $1,000, if you have more savings than $1,000 before you pay off all debt, you're doing it wrong. And so most of the questions can be answered just by reading the baby steps. People are in denial, or they just can't think straight about their own situations. They're too close to the situation that they can't figure out where they are in the baby steps. But it is pretty easy, and they have a link you can click here where it will help you find out which one you are on. But basically, if you've done that, if you've done step 1, you're on step 2. If you haven't done one of the steps, then you can't be on the next one, except, of course, if it doesn't apply to you, such as if you pay off your home early. If you've decided to be lifelong renters, then step 6 doesn't apply to you. If you don't have kids or you decided not to help them with college, then step 5 doesn't apply to you. So, but the rest of them apply to everybody. Well, hopefully you didn't have any debt, and so you get to skip step 2, and that would be excellent. Alrighty. All right, so for this we go to reddit.com/r/Dave Ramsey. This is run by fans, not by Ramsey Solutions. If you'd like a group that's run by Ramsey Solutions, that would be on Facebook, and that would be the Ramsey Baby Steps community. Just read this from 4 minutes ago. Interesting. I'll get into that in a second. And so we may do some, if I run out of Reddit questions, I did grab some Facebook questions. So, yep, Sid says, remember to like and subscribe. That's right. The mod on the Ramsey Show always puts down to like and subscribe and comment if you are enjoying the show, and I always type after that. Do those things even if you're not enjoying it. All right, so 5 minutes ago, sunglasses at night with a 1 in there. I wear my sunglasses at night. Corey Hart. Do you know that one, 90s DJ, Anon? John Delaney is so freaking hot. Sorry to get on my chat. Alrighty. You know, and I mean, this could be just some troll or just somebody wanted attention, maybe. I read it, so hope you got the attention you were looking for. My son's trying to play Starfield now. Like so many other people, he's having issues with it, with the graphics. Let's see, confident_AF_4934. What to do with an extra $1,000? I have about 20K of credit cards I'm working on paying off. I will be getting an extra $1,000 and am conflicted on what I pay on first, the higher balance card or pay off smaller ones. Seems like I would save more on interest with a smaller balance on the highest interest rate card, ... Well, there's a lot of things that Dave Ramsey recommends that are not normal, and by thinking that normal way is how you got in debt and in trouble in the first place, to be looking for somebody to advise you on how to get out of debt. And so step 2 says, again, just this question answered by the baby steps. Step 2 says, pay off all debt except the house using the debt snowball. And the debt snowball is smallest to largest amount of debt, not the interest rate. And so a lot of people think like that, and they think they're, oh, I'm being mathematically smart. And if you pay the higher interest rate off first, then you're saving more on interest, is what they think. And that could be mathematically correct. But what we're dealing with here is a behavior issue as far as the debt. And so to combat that, most people need the highs of paying off debt as quick as possible. And so if you start with the smallest ones, you get more wins more quickly. And so then you're likely to continue paying debt off, as opposed to your higher interest could be high interest or a high amount of debt. And so it would take much longer to pay off. And so you might lose interest in continuing to pay off debt because it's taking so long. So it's all about human nature, human behavior, instead of just a calculator ruling everything. So, and smallest to largest, Ramsey's advice, not hundreds, millions of documented success stories from his advice. Let's see, A Weezen 1. LOL, what in the world? I'm so offended by the ignorance of the individual in this article that it's difficult for me to respond. Oh, what does it say? I'm paycheck to paycheck, make $350K a year, but have $88K in student loan, 170K in car loans and a mortgage. Pay for $4,500 a month on. Do I need professional help? Probably. 170K is crazy. I mean, that's I mean, if that's what the cars are worth, I mean, that is 50%, but you don't have loans on them, you buy them in cash. So probably have a problem. Let's see. 88K and 170, that's 258. And it doesn't say what the mortgage is, and so I don't want to click on the little article, but some people just don't know. They just don't get it. They're just, this is just normal. Way too normal. And so when you make the $350K a year, you're gonna have, most of the time, you're gonna have more debt than somebody making far less than that. And that's a lot of people that call them the Ramsey show when they make 150 or more K a year. People are like, oh, I can't relate to that because I don't make that much money. So they shouldn't have problems because they make, no. This is their problem. See, you probably don't have this much in debt. Was that 258 plus whatever they owe on the mortgage and plus whatever they didn't put in here that they may not think is debt, if it exists. All right, this is from Wax Hearts, ZZ. Buying $1 million new build contract and 150K deposit already completed. Should I pay $850 cash for the rest or finance some of it? If you have the cash, pay the cash for it. I have net worth about $1.4 million. 250K is at my current house that I may or may not sell it. I've not lived here 2 years, so it would be subject to capital gains. Sell it probably. Let's see, rest in stocks, which would have a taxable event when I sell. About 120 of that is 401K. You would not pull from the 401K if it's just in a brokerage account. You can liquidate that to pay that cash off. 300K house income. So let's see, household income, I guess that means 300K. So let's use Sid's rough math formula there that she figured out what kind of home you can afford. 300K times 2.5, that would be $750,000. And so this is going to be a $1 million new build. So overshooting your coverage there. Outkicking your coverage. So maybe a little bit too much. But if you don't have any debt, you could possibly make it work. You might have to sacrifice in other areas, but generally that would be just a bit too much house. In general, Nocturnus. I have $50,000 and I don't know what to do with it, just like the other one. If you have, what do I do with this money? You apply any extra money you apply to whatever baby step you're on. And I don't know what to do with it. So you wouldn't, if you're in step 2, you wouldn't skip that to invest some of it. If you don't have your full emergency fund, you wouldn't skip that to put it in investing. No debt, just need some car repairs on a 2015 Corolla with less than 50K miles on it. 25, okay, well that's great that you have that much cash. fix the car, and the rest of it you apply. We don't know. Let's see. If you have no debt, 1,000 would be the emergency fund. Seems like you could do full emergency fund and car repairs, and if they've already been done, then if that's already been taken care of, then you would just go on towards the baby steps. If you've already started investing 15% gross household income out of every paycheck, if you've started doing that already, if you've addressed kid college, if it applies to you, then the rest of that would be applied to a mortgage if you have a mortgage. How many kids does Dave have? I believe he has 3. I thought 3. I think 3. Rachel, Denise, and I'm forgetting his son's name. Why does everyone hate George Camel? I don't think everyone hates George Camel. I know somebody that doesn't, and his name is Dave Ramsey, and that's all that matters. Oh, definitely one of your favorite personalities. Okay. Well, you know, people are going to like who they like. Honestly, thank you for letting us know you are being honest. We wouldn't know if you're being honest or not, unless you said you're being honest. Although trolls can say honestly too, so, and they're lying, so. Let's see, of course, none compared to Dave and Rachel. Anywho, everyone is so argumentative with George. Like darn on live TV, you argue like this? I don't know. I must have missed. Maybe they had questions with George at one point, and somebody argued with him a lot. I don't know. Feed him a little what? Oh. I think it's a little racism there. No, it doesn't necessarily. People can dislike people regardless of it being a race issue or not. So that's not necessarily correct. But I don't think everybody hates George. Oh, let's see. Frequent Scallion 32. Gamify. Wealth building. GameFi. Do you guys view building wealth like a video game where you try to increase your score, also known as your net worth? I guess you could look at it like that. Guess you could look at it like that, like in the massively multiplayer online role-playing games, MMORPGs. A lot of that you do have to do like grinding. You have to go like pick flowers and get metals and such like that to build certain things, and you can also like sell it on auction house, that kind of thing, to make your in-game money for it. And so I mean, you could look at it that way. 23 and just hit 100K portfolio value. Find it so fun constantly be able to grow my portfolio through contribution marketing game. Okay, makes it seem like I always have something to aim at and level up. Right, because there's no limit here. And this goes on the rest of your life. You might not be playing a video game the rest of your life, but this goes on the rest of your life. Does any of you building wealth like this? I think it's a huge advantage. I feel lucky to think this way. Make building wealth fun. It's great. I don't know necessarily that I've thought about it in those particular terms, but I mean, it's kind of like that. Let's see. What up, Aslan? How's it going? Thanks for dropping by, everybody. Kitsbo, buying a rental property before a home, not advised. If you want to buy a house, get that straight first before you buy a rental property in Kashish. No loans for rental property, no loans for business at all. You do business at the speed of cash. I moved in my parents' home post-divorce about 9 years ago. In our culture, it is acceptable to live with your parents forever, regardless of your life situation. So, and mine would love that if I was down for that. LOL. Guess you're not. They have a rather large home and have offered me 2 rooms. One is a bedroom, one is a living room. My boyfriend and I got pregnant 5 years ago, and he moved in since he was a recent college graduate and lived with his father. We had our daughter, and so now everybody's living with the parents. And now we're occupying 3 rooms. So she finagled another room, I guess, for the baby's room. All right. Living with them, paid off all my debt, including paying off my car loan early. Student loans were given due to my public sector employment also. My boyfriend is also debt-free. We are extremely grateful to my parents for allowing us to live with them rent-free for so many years. Like the rest of the U.S., we've been looking for a home since 2020, but we have been priced out, and the prices aren't going to get any cheaper. We could afford an expensive home, but don't want to be house poor. That means either buying a cheaper house or saving up a larger down payment. Since 2020, we've increased our income by a combined $47K through promotions and raises. Our price range could go up, but we've made about 4 offers on homes since 2020. Lost out on all 4. Now rates are so high, we are hoping the rates will drop for some reason soon. Don't see that happening either. The Fed, I think, indicated that they might chill on raising them, but I don't think they're dropping them anytime soon. So you don't let all these conditions, you don't try to time any market, stock market, nor the housing market. You buy a house when you can afford it, when you have the down payment. Let's see, here's my concern for the go-getter who wants to have financial independence. I would love that as well. More conservative, trying to be more logical. For about a year, he has been sending me rental properties, I'm assuming just like links on the internet. It's not the actual properties. He wants to buy a rental property together and rent it out to someone. He wants to rent it out to someone while we wait for our dream home to one day makes its way onto the market. Until, I guess, one day, right? When that happens. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. That's what you got to be careful with that. Because a friend of ours in the Ramsey chat is now is saving up a down payment to get that mortgage into the Ramsey guidelines, and you have your house price set for that, but the house rates, the prices for houses could be going up faster than he's doing saving, as far as they're relative to each other. So you just got to be careful with that. I don't think that we would be able to find a rental property that's going to net us the right amount of money. Well, it doesn't sound like you are going to buy it in cash, so that's not going to be Dave Ramsey's advice anyway. We don't only want to profit $100, $300 a month, and to profit more than that, we would be at the higher end. And Shirley, don't stop calling me Shirley, no one is wanting to pay the higher end of what renters pay in our area. The higher end renters would pay it, but that doesn't mean you can buy this with debt. I also think it's a rather dumb move to take our savings to put it into a rental and not have enough money to put down on a home. Closing costs for our home. Given the rates are high and with PMI, we want to put more than 20% down to keep our payments low. That's Ramsey approved. That should be 25% of net income. I'm afraid that we get a rental and then our dream home comes on the market and we can't act on it. Committed this for a thank you. And what would you do? Buy a house to live in first, and have that completely paid off before you get a rental property. But it sounds like go-getter boyfriend isn't gonna do that. Also, if you're interested in the Ramsey advice, who was they get married before doing money stuff together and having children? So let's see, how many? 9 comments. This is probably how long ago? 1 day ago. That's kind of short for some debt leverage talk. You would think, or a few comments on that. You would think there would be more from a whole day ago. Foxy Lady. Who's that? Jimi Hendrix. 315. Keep it, sell it, trade it in. I'm a 20-year-old son. Just inherited my father's 2019 Jeep Compass. Reasonably low mileage, but has some body damage that was never repaired. My father hit a deer last year. It's already being a typical Jeep and starting to have front end suspension problems. As a result of which we want to get rid of it and pick up another used vehicle. It also gets crappy gas mileage. He really likes my 2014 VW Jetta, so he's thinking about getting a similar used one. He got a decent job for his age, $36K a year. He still on his father's health insurance until he graduates from college. Just started sophomore year. He has no debt or lines of credit yet. Keep it that way. He's in college for network administration and cybersecurity. He's got quite a bit of money saved. He has not started 401k because employers require full-year employment, and he's only been there since March. Should just pile up cash. If student loans are happening, he should be using that cash to pay for school, to cash flow school. So should you keep the Jeep since my dad bought it in cash, so there is nothing owned on it? Sell it privately and then buy something else or trade it. But it's going to be up to you. Neither can I share a vehicle or ships overlap. Okay. Kelly Blue Book is coming up at 13 to 16K. I would probably see what a mechanic would have to say about the front end suspension problems. And if like that's something you can ignore, maybe use that for several years until that becomes a problem, if that would be the case. If that's going to be a dangerous issue there, find out how much that it takes to fix it. But if this is the only thing that's wrong with it, since it's supposedly worth 13 to 16K, it's not a $2,000 car. So spending $2,000 or $3,000 on it, rather than having to get a different car, that would seem to make sense to me. But yeah, I would have a mechanic look at that. Sits as a dream home is one you work your way into. That much is certain. Spiritual _ ad 337. I'm in 22K of credit card debt. I'm in 29K. I'm 29K in. Oh, I have 29K in for. If I withdraw, nope, don't do that. I'll receive a 19K after penalty and taxes, which is why you don't do that. The only time you pull from retirement accounts is if you need to avoid a foreclosure and bankruptcy, because they'll make you do that anyway. But you don't liquidate retirement accounts to pay off debt. Doesn't matter. 150, 160K income. We can immediately, if you do that. Yeah, people like to do the quick fix on stuff, but it's not worth 19K. You're losing losing more than half of it. Losing more than half of it. Don't do that. Everyone I talk to says the compound growth isn't worth paying off the debts today, but I hate this debt and want it gone. Work more. Work more, spend less, sell stuff. Had a baby, so wife been back to work yet. Money's been kind of tight. We're float, but we're removing the debts with free alpha, almost 1,000. The quick, easy answer most often is not the best answer to do it. But no, the Ramsey advice would be to not do that like ever. Savvy or not from Tremaine 9. My 48 female daughter is, my 48 female, the OP original poster is 48. The daughter is 21. Figured it out all by myself after reading more than one line of it, two words of it, and purchased a townhome in a university town with a cosigner. Need to have that faster there. Just a little button I can go. 18 months ago. She lives in the town. Like, what cosigner is my first question. She lived in the townhouse home for a year, but has the rooms rented now, where she has positive cash flow of $600 a month until something goes wrong, till they don't pay or something like that. She's still a student and is planning on going to nursing school next year for advanced degree. She works when she can as a CNA contractor, but doesn't have steady enough income to qualify for a mortgage. She's found her new construction duplex. No, she hasn't. If she doesn't have steady enough income to qualify for a mortgage, no, she has not. Where the seller is willing to own or finance, nope. The purchase, 150K down with 20K at 11.5%. For 10 years. What country is this in? Is this the United States? 11.5%. Her intent is to rent the duplex bedrooms to the housing authority or other similar agency with each room at $800 per month. Once she graduates and nursing degree, she plans to refi the duplex. She will have to use a property manager. So there goes your cash flow of $600 a month. You're not going to get that anymore. For the duplex, since it's not in the same city, another college town. I wish I could help her, but I'm not able to outside of assistance with the down payment. Is the duplex purchase advisable? No, it's not. I can see it going in either direction. I can see it going in a bad direction. The thing to focus on here is doesn't have steady enough income to qualify for a mortgage. And so you should not be buying anything until that rectifies itself, until that stability happens. The Ramsey advice would be to get out of that cosigner townhome that you have rented out now, that you have subletted. Oh, let's see. Since the seller is willing to own or finance because no one wants to buy, right? 11.5%. I don't believe the interest rate here in the Estados Unidos is up that high yet. Pay off student loans with the sale of our house. Okay, another quick fix here. I mean, sometimes it's a good idea to sell the house. It's not a good idea to liquidate your retirement account to pay off debt and get hit with like it was what, a 65% taxes and penalties. Not worth it. Hey everyone, wife and I are moving for a new job. I owe $114,000 in student loans for my new PhD, or from my PhD. I don't know where I got new from. Should I pay off my student loans from selling my home and rent until we save for a down payment? Oh, you have to sell it, okay, because you're moving, okay. And rent until we save for a down payment on a new home. Yes, you haven't even lived in the new area yet where you're moving to. Probably. If you've already lived there, If you know the area, if you're like originally from there or something, maybe you know it. But if you've never been to the area before, you need to rent for the first year, and then during that time you can decide if you want to keep living there or look for a job elsewhere and repeat. Or should I go ahead and purchase a new home while we go at the student loans? Well, let's consult the baby steps. Let's see. Pay off all debt except the house. Is step 2. I don't see buy a house anywhere in here. And where that would be baby step 3B is save for down payment for a house. And so that's where that would be. But steps 1, 2, and 3 and 3B, the down payment has to be completed before you buy a house. Now, if you already have a house when you start the baby steps, you don't always have to sell it. A lot of times you can keep it. It depends on if it's making your house poor. If it fits within the Ramsey guidelines, you can keep it. We don't have any other debt. Oh, we're in the late 30s with 2 children. Okay. Oh, no other debt except the student loans, but still any debt besides house debt is step 2. So that would be a negatory, good buddy. And that would be a yes, pay off student loans for selling the house and rent and save the down payment for the new home. And then while you're saving that down payment, you can decide if you want to put that down payment down in that particular city, or if you want to look to find another city. All right, 1_investment 3919. Should I try to pay my house off before the term is over? Well, pay off your home early. It's like the people don't even glance at the baby steps. I mean, people could be new or whatever and not really familiar with the baby steps and just heard of Dave Ramsey as a financial guy. But anyway, if you happen to know of the baby steps, maybe you should look them over, and then you would know. Pay off your home early. And so, yes, that's a yes. And to refer back to it again, would be you would also pay that home off early before you invest more than 15% of your gross household income as well. So yes, definitely. Candidate 1.68. Term will be over in 2 years. It's likely the rate will be around 5% on our mortgage payment, and interest will likely double. So yes, like as soon as possible. That's how. Now the issue would be if you have other debt, then refer to the baby steps, and that means you don't pay off the home early. 20-year term life insurance, Foxhound 34, baby step 4 through 6 flare. I don't like to talk about my flare. My wife and I had 20-year term life insurance since December 2021, so that will go to December 2041. Almost said 4041. None of us will be here by that time. This month, my wife's plan went up just over $11. I haven't been able to call them yet, but does anyone have any ideas on why this might be? No. As far as I know, it would stay the same. It would stay the same amount. It wouldn't go up, but maybe they add fees to it or whatever at your particular insurance company. So, why don't we check out the comments, see if anybody knows about that. 40-year cost of living clause that allows it to go up. Okay, so it depends on the clauses. Always, yep, that's odd. Rate should be locked in. That's what I thought. Because I have not had that issue, but that's why you always got to read the fine print. Puzzle-headed underscore fish 199. Step 3 question. Let's remind ourselves. Step 3, save 3 to 6 months of expenses in a fully funded emergency fund. That means you get to pick between 3 and 6 months. And it's based on your expenses, nobody else. Nobody else's. Down to the mortgage. I'm working on building my 5 to 6 months of living expenses. Okay, maybe that's their choice. Maybe they hit 5 instead of 4, or 3 rather. I have 30,000 in stock options from my work that I can cash out right now. So do I count that towards my 50 to 60,000? I'm aiming for the emergency fund. Emergency fund has to be completely liquid, so you would liquidate that and put that cash with the rest of your emergency fund. Or act as if it's not there and fill my emergency fund starting at 0. No, Dave says you cash out all that crap that's not in retirement accounts. Single stocks, no single stocks, no other types of investments. If it's in a non-retirement account, you cash it out to apply to the baby steps. Sid says, I'm getting sassy on the weekend show. What did I say that was sassy? Oh, about the people that they, I don't know, they could look at the baby steps for 2 seconds and then realize the answer to a question. You know. Don't know people's deals. Like I said, they may have heard Dave 2 seconds on the radio and then decided to go to the Reddit to ask this question. Probably not, though. Inevitable Baker, 278. Inevitable Baker. That's interesting. Baby step 6 flare. Let's remind ourselves, baby step 6 is to pay off the house early. That means you've got all of the stuff taken care of. And of course, that doesn't mean finished for baby steps 4 and 5 necessarily. It does mean finished with step 1, 2, and 3. Step 4 continues forever. You invest in retirement forever. And after you retire, you can put it into just a regular brokerage account. That's not a retirement account. And you just have to start addressing kid college so that you have the amount you want by the time they go to college. And so once you've addressed that and you're investing at least 15%, then yes, you pay the house off early. I know this is subjective, probably not. I mean, people can do whatever they want with their own money, but the Ramsey advice generally is not subjective. Oh, I want to know what folks use for their health savings account. Going through the office, found some old HSA accounts with a combined total of $25K. That's fun to just find laying around the office. Have an HSA through work that is using Optum, now being one who typically leaves a job around the 3-year mark or so. Oh, that must be fun for them. Your employers. My thought is that I should establish my own health savings account and then transfer money into it from whatever the job is using. I think you could probably roll that over to any other HSA. I think you can do that. I don't know. Let's see what the Google says about that. Can I roll over an HSA to another HSA account? See what the Google says. You contact your current HSA provider and request it send you a check or direct deposit of your funds so you can set up a HSA rollover. Then you have 60 days to deposit those funds into your new health savings account. So you gotta, so you can just get cash for it. And then you got 60 days to make it so that it doesn't become a capital gain issue. You have to deposit in the new health savings account. And so if you do that, then the IRS will say, cool, okay, you don't owe anything. But then you do get the income tax on the amount you rolled, plus or if you do it late, that amount that is not rolled over yet, that check or direct deposit, if you don't put that in, then you get the income tax on the amount you rolled over plus the 20% penalty. So yes, you can do that. And I'm assuming you could do that with all of the some old, however many there are, 2, 3, and you could roll them into your new one or into your Optum, or since that's through work as well, and you're leaving in 3 years or whenever 3 years is, or when 3 years is, that would be a correct day. See, they got me doing it too, the freaking millennials. When the 3-year mark is, you would be leaving. So I don't have a problem with you establishing your own health savings account. Don't use the funds from the HSA, pay out of pocket for expenses. So just using it as an extra investing vehicle, that is allowed. Looking at using HSA during retirement years, yeah. Well, currently, yeah. Okay, so 3 altogether. Charge Snyder, charge a strong name in it. Took a look at each of the above to see what they offer. Optum uses mostly Vanguard. WellCare has about a dozen funds, all Vanguard as well as individual stocks. And Charge Snyder has PIMCO, Vanguard, and Fidelity. It matters what the return on investment is with those particular investments. So, but I don't have a problem with you starting your own and rolling it all in there, and then invest in whatever, or invest in what makes the most money. People like to leave it, I guess, with the whenever, they like to leave it ambiguous. And then whatever, and that leaves that ambiguous as well. It's all more like humble virtue signaling. Let's see. That's right. And get off my lawn, too. Anger Yangle. Okay. Debt-free flare, debt-free journey. All right, final payment to Capital One 10 minutes ago. Yay. 6 years since I started journey. Several ups and downs. Debt-free. Bad relationship with a mortgage I couldn't afford. 2017. Dad gave $30 in the total money makeover. Oh, okay. We're hurting for money. Had to ask your dad for $30 for gas so you could get to work. So he gave her the money and the total money makeover. Excellent. I read the entire book that night. It's a very easy read, very easy to understand. You can read it very quickly. Literally sat up all night and read it cover to cover. I knew I had to do it. Nothing to lose. The girl I was with wanted nothing to do with it. Of course she didn't. She didn't see a problem with anything. Up until 2019, we trudged along. I skipped baby step 1 and tried to jump. You're doing it wrong. Yeah, which didn't work, obviously. Right. 2 years went Davish. Yep. You're doing it wrong. COVID. Sold house, sold truck, sold car. Waiting to see, got out of that relationship. Oh, wife got married, same, knowing that we were going to get out of debt immediately after the honeymoon. Okay, don't know if that's the same one. Could have missed where the girl I was with. Oh, me and my now wife dated all through this. Okay, so, yeah, so that the previous female is not in the picture anymore. Okay. Got angry, very angry. Debt collectors calling about the wife's student loans. Lost job. 6 years after I first read the book, I could say I am free. Excellent. And now our money is going to start working for us. Excellent. All right. Please read, think, consider, then respond. Going to make some people mad with this one, so bring it on. Baby step 2, flare. I know everyone will say to pay these loans off. Please pay attention and try to process what I'm suggesting before I say pay the loans. I know this is Dave Ramsey, and the method is to pay debt. Yes. So skipping, no need. No need. You can do whatever you want with your own money, but if it's not to follow the baby steps, if it's not to pay off all debt except the house in baby step 2 before you do anything else with money, don't need to talk to you. But best of luck to you. Snowman. Oh, snow money. Oh, snow money. No problems. Strange disability. Can't make money. How to work around it. Eye disorder that prevents me. Yeah, this is the one issue. That is rough because there's really not an answer for it. You see, what kind, if you're getting disability income, that's your income. But to make the baby steps work, you have to have income. So, to make him 55K, life kind of sucks. Super depressed. Well, I've got so much more potential. Someone who can't read, can't stare at computers all day in a digital world. You have a disability that no one believes actually exists because you're not exactly blind. But you can type, or did you do text to speech or speech to text for this? In my shoes, what would you do to maybe bump yourself up to 55K? Just 5K more? Go through your budget and cut it out. But figure out anything you can do on the side for it. Anything. And it doesn't have to be necessarily anything that you can see particularly well for. Quambat, debt 2, retired in 9 years. 270K. If you're making a crap ton of money, yes, you can do that. 270K of debt. We'll be starting a job with 285, okay. Yearly salary at 31. Is retirement by 40 possible? And what does that path look like? Would that just mean complete poverty for 9 years? Yes. Yes. And I don't know that you could quite do that as well. Tell you what you can do. Do the poverty thing. The poverty thing is what would get you there. And then you decide if you're going to have enough when you're 40 to retire, instead of you saying you're going to retire at 40 in 9 years with 200K of debt, school loans. Hopefully that's all of the debt. But yeah, so it depends on what kind of money you're going to have in 9 years. So first you got to pay off the debt, which that's going to take years. I mean, with a 285K salary, hopefully your previous job was a very, very low salary. Live on that salary still. Live like you live on that salary still, and then put all the rest of it into these freaking student loans. And then that would get you there the closest. So, like, don't focus so much on, oh, I'm going to retire when I'm 40. Do it. I'm going to retire when I have enough to retire. And if I really cut expenses to the bone here, I can do that earlier as opposed to later. Am I crazy? I'm a male, 27, from the state up north, an accountant. Purchased a $124,000 home in November 2022. Put 5% down as interest rate. That is pretty high, roughly 7%. Only 5% down. Dave recommends at least 10% for a first-time home buyer. 20% is better because then you don't pay that PMI. I work 80 hours a week. Excellent. Lord loves a working man, working woman as well. At my desk, I pull in roughly 75K. At my second job, 25K. I also get to work out for free as it is a gym cafe. I also eat for free and don't pay for food. Excellent. Both annually. I am annual, see, so 100K a year, okay. On track to max out my 401K. In Roth IRA, HSA is already maxed out. Recently moved back into my parents' basement. I realized I want to buy an apartment in the city with walkability, which is super rare in the state up north, but can be done. And I rent out my home for $1,550 a month. Mortgage is around $850. Besides those three, so you're not supposed to have a mortgage on rental property. Besides those three streams of income, any income I don't have there goes straight to my brokerage account. No debt besides the house. Okay, but you're doing debt leverage by having a mortgage on rental property. Hoping to save up for the condo so by January I can move out again. My only expenses per month are minor things. That probably add up to less than $50 in gas. Okay, starting to ease off working as I've been doing this for over 9 months. That's not going to make it better. Cutting down on hours, yeah. So I can pursue my CPA and get a higher wage at my main job. No time of day. Also, I'm starting to realize I'm scared of debt. Really? Well, then sell the house you have the mortgage on. And don't do that. And then if you want to buy a house to live in, then you can do that with the proceeds from that house and any other house down payment savings you have. You'd also need a full emergency fund. To give you an idea, I don't budget or anything, shocker. I just really don't spend money. That does help. I have bills and stuff, but those are for the most part automatic. Completely automatic. I can't remember, that was 80s, I believe. Besides gas that I absolutely need, I don't spend any money. I don't even get pleasure in eating at the Costco food court anymore. Okay. Alrighty. Well, you're doing it wrong. And you can keep doing it your own way. But of course, I'm going to recommend, hey, follow the baby steps. Sell the house. You can get your own, get completely out of debt by selling that house. That's for rental property. And then you can buy your own condo or whatever you said. All right. Employer offers trad and Roth 401k. Tried to plan ahead for baby step 4 while knocking out baby step 2 currently. All right. Oh, so doing it correctly. I thought it was going to be doing it incorrectly here, but okay. I know cart before the horse, yeah, but I'm just trying to become investment literate before the time comes to start actually investing. Yeah, that's fine to do. A lot of people do because baby step 2, unless you're working extra to make more income, there's not really you can do in your downtime to make that go away, except do some other kind of work or sell stuff to get money from that, or another way of achieving money. So, but you do have a lot of time to be on the internet and investigate stuff and try to figure out and try to plan ahead and stuff. So yes, most people do that, I would think. My employer does not match but offers both the traditional and Roth basic 401k. My gut tells me max out mine and my finances. My fiance's individual Roth IRAs spread 25% internally across the 4 main index fund types. Boom, boom, boom. Contribute 6% to her 401k. Her employer matches half up to 3%. Contribute what's left of the 20 to 25% of gross income to my 401k. I know Dave says 15%, but I'm 41 years old and I have some catching up to do. Okay, sounds like you said you're going to do it in order. So cart before the horse and all that. So, but once you get there, it's not necessarily a deal where you max it out the second you get on step 4. Like, you don't save up money and then put it in there the second you get to step 4. You just start doing 15% out of every paycheck. So the maxing, it depends on what it is, what that is. The Roth 401k at work, you would have a higher limit on. The higher maximum would be on that one. Doesn't say what the income is. Read about the pros and cons with both traditional Roth 401ks. We can't seem out which one would be the best to contribute to. Even though you're 41, that's still young. That still gives you 25 years in the market. And so the contributions are going to be way less than the growth. So the advice is to pay taxes on the low contributions amount and not have to pay any taxes once you are in retirement. I think I'll be at a higher tax bracket, and this is people's argument upon retirement, which if I retire surely I'd make less than I do now. Right, and that's people's argument on that. But hopefully your investment will be way more relative to the difference in the tax brackets. So overall, the most amount of money overall would be not paying tax on that, even if it is at a low tax bracket. Again, 41 years old, and currently gross around 103. Okay. With employment, income, and VA disability, 22% okay. Right. Well, when I retire, imagine I'll still have my VA disability. I think so. As well as union pension coming in. Okay. I'm just not sure what all the talk of tax brackets mean when I'm deciding to go with Roth or traditional. I just explained it. Would it be wise to contribute equally to both? No. In that event, we would have both for why? Why would you need that? My fiance's 401k. I feel like that would cover all the bases first. You're not trying to get in every single type of retirement account. That's not going to help you. Again, the idea of the Roth is that you don't pay any taxes on the growth. All your tax paying will be done with your last contribution. Tyville, what would Dave do? Flair, parent loans for college, negative ghostwriter. Pattern is full. Oh, I mean the parent can give a gift. They can give you the money, but if it's a loan, say no thank you. First of 3 kids, 18, 16, and 13. Just started college this year, the oldest did. And I'm shell-shocked by the parent student loans. Apparently, I'm expected to accept. I mean, that's normal. That's the normal thing. But you can say no. 18K for just the first year. I make decent money. Princess could have started at the. I mean, I don't know that it was her choice necessarily. But so she might not be a princess, but she could start at community college. I make decent money, which I'm sure they're basing this on, but I'm divorced with $900 a month alimony payment, $23.50 rent. That is a lot. 20K student loans of my own. Beep 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 doo. 13K auto debt. Yeah, you can't afford to do that. You can't afford to take on more loans. And what would Dave do? No loans. In case you haven't heard, Dave is the no debt guy. I don't want to take on more debt, but I don't want to deny my kids higher education. What should I do? You're not denying it. She can get, all your kids can get a higher education. That doesn't mean you have to pay for it. Like I said, community college, first year. And she should be working. Oh, 27, man, I'm trying to decide if it's best to stay at home, save, or move out. When you're an adult, Dave likes you to move out. Regardless of whether your culture is fine with it or if you think you'll save money doing it. But just like with what you do with your money, what you do where you live, that's up to you as well. So Dave's not going to approve that. But, you know, I moved home. No, you moved to your parents' house. It's not home. I moved over to college. Hybrid job, 60 a year. I think a hybrid is, I guess, part-time remote, part-time in office. 34K student loan debt, 3K in credit card debt. Should have paid off in the next few months. So wants to move home, you know, you get to decide that if you live there. My dad and I get along mostly fine, mostly, and I'm thankful to live here, but there are a lack of boundaries. Paging Dr. Cloud, paging Dr. Cloud. The house is very cluttered, and to be honest, thank you for telling us you are honest. Honesty signaling, thank you. The effect, because I didn't believe you otherwise, the effect of falling asleep in my childhood bedroom at 27 each night has not been preferable. LOL. Yeah. I feel that I'm stagnating. Yeah. I'm sure that's part of the reason why Dave does not advise it. Also worried about my dating prospects when I do decide to put myself out there again. Still, it's nice to tackle my debt. Yeah, so it's, you know, I mean, from your point of view, it's you know, it's pros and cons. So make a pros and cons list. Figure it out for yourself. Dave would say no, though. I'm familiar with the baby steps, if you say so. But I'm guessing if we went off of financial security loan, more folks here would be living with their parents if they had an opportunity to pay down debts. A bunch of people do that. Dave doesn't recommend it. Would it be foolish to move out of a rent-free situation? You get to make that choice. Again, Dave would say no. Roth IRA or portfolio. I think they mean just like a brokerage account. You would do the tax advantaged account as opposed to the not tax advantaged account. Why wouldn't one save taxes? Trying to figure out steps towards saving. We're currently 2 años out of college as my husband is building his career in State of Ma. We are currently 2 years out of college. I'm in State of Ma. I wonder if she has student loans. That's what a lot of people don't consider when they sign up for the student loans. Oh, I might want to stay via SAHM. Got to get the letters in order. We live in the high cost of living. We live in a high cost of living city. You got to make high cost of living. Yeah. So he's not until his salary increases. Yeah. On the bright side, we have completely cleared 38K of student loan debt. Great. And are debt free, but minimal assets, unfortunately. That's better than having debt and minimal assets both. Contributing 6% to Roth 401k. Hopefully have done your full emergency fund first. Increasing 10% when salary increases, which will max it out. Security fund, okay, of 25K. Do they call it like that? They call it emergency fund. The security fund in the UK, our current goals are saving towards a house we will buy over the next few years. Our goal is a 20% down payment. That's a great goal because that keeps you from paying private mortgage insurance, which is insurance not for the buyer but for the bank, in case it's insurance in case you don't make the payments. At the same time, we want to have multiple sources of revenue aside from your job. Would it be smart to max out a Roth IRA? Also, it would be smart to do 15% until you are in step 7. Which again, if you are not in a house, if you are renting, then that might not apply. That might not apply either. Step 5 and 6 may not apply. But that's not what I wanted. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, 23F, husband 24 male. Just babies. They're just babies. They got forever to get it to make a lot of money in the stock market. So definitely do Roth. Definitely do Roth because you are gonna have way more growth than you are amount of contributions, and so pay taxes on the freaking lower amount of contributions. Take home 210K. So 210K is not enough in high cost of living city. Take home will increase to about 300K next year. Okay. That's not enough. Oh, stay-at-home mom. So, okay. Step 5 does apply. So, hopefully doing baby steps. So, let's see. Did the... No additional information. Time is it? All right. Let's do an hour and a half show. Do another 14 minutes. Selling a leased car. Pretty hyphen headache. Okay. Selling a leased car. Simply put, how can someone sell a car they still owe on? I'm assuming vehicle is leased, or financed. You don't know? I hear this given as advice all the time on the show. I owe. Okay. I owe amount on the car. Sell the car, right? I'm in Canada, the country up north, and as far as I understand it, I cannot sell a car that the dealership owns. Or is this applicable to finance cars, not leased car? Please be nice and don't come for me. I'm new but loving and absorbing everything Ramsey like a darn sponge 24/7. Okay, so yeah, a lot of people don't understand it. So how you do this, whether you are making payments on it, just whether it's a car loan financed or a leased one, for a leased car there is a buyout amount. And so you would sell it for as much as you can, and then if it's underwater, meaning you cannot sell it for as much as you owe on it, or what that buyout amount is, then you take a much smaller loan for that amount. And it's better, David's fine with you taking out a much smaller loan for a much bigger loan. And so to replace that loan, you can take out a smaller personal loan, and that will make your debt go lower. And so that's how you do that. And when you do that, basically you do all that, you do that at the same time. You get the loan and you put that money with the money from the buyer, and then they give you the title, and then you give that to the buyer. Magnus Dark Winter. Dark Winter is coming. Baby step 4, flare. When do I start to live like no one else? Well, you live like no one else here so that you can live like no one else all the way here. So both. You're doing it now because no one else is doing this stuff. Only us weird people are doing these steps. So you're already doing it if you're doing the steps. Let's see. Baby step 4, flare. So you're in the area where you start doing that. You can put anything you want in the budget. You have no debt. You have your full emergency fund. You're investing 15% of gross household income. And you're also addressing kid college if that applies. And you're paying off your extra on your house if that applies. But on top of that, you can do some fun stuff. You can put travel. You have fun trips, vacations. You can have a big party. Whatever you want to put in the budget, you can put whatever you want in the budget. Just don't go into a lower baby step. I feel like I'm always living below everyone else around me. That's because you are. If you're following these steps, you set baby step 4, so you've been doing it for a while, unless you started on 3. So you've been doing this for a while, so you've been living below everyone else around you for, a long time. You are always doing it. Yes, you are. But now you don't have to as much. This is when you don't have to be as gazelle intense. Once you have the 3 to 6 months emergency fund, then you don't have to be as gazelle intense. It's nice to still be intentional with money, and you should still have your eye on completing steps 4, 5, and 6. Well, you don't complete 4, but completing steps 5 and 6 if they apply. People buying cars and houses when I don't even feel like I can afford one. Fiance reminds me these people are drowning in debt. But they don't seem to mind too much, TOO, and get to live like they want to. You could do that too. You can go right back into debt if you want to. Debt is a personal decision. You bothered to come on the Dave Ramsey subreddit. You bothered to put the baby step 4 flare on it. You might have some interest in the baby steps. So let's see. So when does building wealth start to feel better? Any strategies for dealing with this feeling? I guess you're not doing anything fun. I guess you're still doing gazelle intense, and you don't have to on baby step 4. Age 30, 90K a year, low to mid cost of living area, approved. 0 debt, approved. Thank you, baby steps. See, so this is what you want to do. This is your choice. 30K in emergency fund, excellent. 50K in retirement, 4K in vacation fund. So you're putting that in the budget. So you're going on vacation and you're not going to go into debt to do that. Rent a 2-bedroom and feel like at these prices, rates, you will never own a home. Sure you can. The more, like the one person said, the more poverty that you do, that was living in poverty was going to get him to retirement quicker. The more you live in poverty, the faster you will get into a house. So that is your choice. You could take that 4K now, obviously. Since you have a fiance, that's, I don't know if you guys have already combined finances, but we'll just act like this is just you now. But you could take that 4K and you could say, well, that's my down payment fund, and there you go. And then you get the down payment and you save up enough down payment, which will make the mortgage of the house that you want to buy within Dave's guidelines of 25% of your net income. And that would be roughly 2.5, thanks Sid, 2.5 times your annual income. So that's 90K times 2.5, that's 180. And 45, so it's 225. A 225K house is approximately what you would need to do. So anything above the 225, you would have to add that amount to the 20% down payment. Oops. Did I do that? Oh, what can I do anyway? Let's see. I cannot imagine being 27 and still living in a home, Aslan says. I don't know how going backward took me all the way to the beginning. That is weird. We still got about 5 minutes. Let me get to the next question. Done that one. That was the retirement person that said living in poverty. Again, Roth. Pardon the scars. All right. Should I contribute roughly $541 a month to a Roth IRA to accumulate up to the max contribution of $6,500 every year? If that is if it's in the 15%, if you're still paying off for a house, or if you're trying to save for a down payment at the same time, there's so many variables. Or should I save that amount in a sinking fund and make once a year contribution? No, you put the money in the market as soon as you get it out of every paycheck. You don't save up a lump sum and then put it in, because you're missing out on money that you would already have made by putting it in way back here. I make a once a year contribution just after no, you do it now. That being, the compound interest would accrue more so on the max for the whole year. Yeah, it would, but by you waiting for that, you're missing out on money now. So put it in as fast as you can now, or as soon as you can. As soon as you're on step 4, you start putting it out of every paycheck. And you don't max it out. You address the baby steps 5 and 6 if they apply. If they don't apply, then you can max it out. That's fine. But yeah, so the idea is that you're doing it out of every paycheck, not necessarily maxing it out. And do not save money. Just save cash up on the side and then put it all at one time. That does not help you. You're right on the part where that, oh, if I'm saving for the whole year, it'll be more. Yes, but if you wait for April 15th, you are missing out on the growth that you could be making by investing it today. Boom, boom, boom. It does make sense, but you're not thinking about it fourth dimensionally as far as the first savings. In the middle of baby step 2, but wanted to get my head around the plan of attack once we get to 4. Yep, thinking ahead. Cool. But yeah, as soon as like if you get paid every 2 weeks, contribute every 2 weeks is better than doing it once a month. Proven. There's been studies, and it's just that's just simple math. I feel like the kids say, I feel like that was a quick one, so I'll do one more. Rad Salamander, what would Dave do? Flare, purge vehicles, or pay off? Well, you have to have a vehicle. Few motorcycle loans, only debt. If those are toys, yeah, they're gone. Recently, I've been freaking out about it because I followed the baby steps, got out of a ton of credit card debt years ago, but slowly slipped back into stupid habits like buying vehicles on credit. All our primary vehicles are paid off. You know, I have loans for 2 motorcycles, $15K and $28K. Sell them, save up for a new one. I can afford to throw an extra $6K a month at them, but to play it safe, let's say $5K a month. Doing this would have both loans paid off by April, May, June. Plan on keeping one of the motorcycles for the long term. Sell one today and then pay off the other one as quick as you can. Feeling Dave would say something like pay both down to their sellable value. False. He would say sell one today or sell both today. Sellable value. Plan on keeping that one long term. About valued around $25K. So sell that, and then if you have to, again, you can get a smaller loan to pay off the difference. And then that will give you more money to pay off that first bike that you want to keep Although, since they are for fun, Dave would say sell both of them. I think since I'd have both of them paid off so soon, I can keep them. Nope. Based on my plan, you can do whatever you want to. End up paying about $1,500 in interest. Are they really worth it? The reason I'm waiting to sell bike number 2 is because we're ending the end of riding season in my area. So decide if you want to sell them or keep them. You get to decide this. It doesn't matter, but you know darn well what Dave would do. Those are toys. Those are not primary vehicles. So those are just toys. And toys have to be paid for in cash. And then you add that to the everything with wheels. Can be 50% of your annual pay, your annual income. Alrighty. So on that fun note, let's see, when is the next after show? This show, the Ramsey Coach with Coach Steve Money, is, I'm going to try to do it every Saturday night at 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, unless there is a game on. When I say game, I mean OH. Yeah, happy football weekend, everybody. The first weekend of both NFL and college football. But yeah, other than if there's a night game for the Buckeyes, I will be gonna try my darndest to do this every Saturday night, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern Time in the Estados Unidos. Right, and I'm Coach Steve Money, Ramsey Solutions Certified Financial Coach. And you can schedule a free financial coaching consultation / assessment with me at calendly.com/Coach Steve Money. That's CALENDLY.com/Coach Steve Money. That appointment is over video conferencing, so that can be done from anywhere in the world. I know the Ramsey show, after show. The next one will be on the, I believe it is the 26th. It is the last Tuesday in September. Yes, that is the Tuesday, the 26th will be the last one. Or the next one, excuse me, not the last one. Gosh. Yeah, that will be the next one. You can email me about my dementia or any of the dates that I've given, or anything that's on my YouTube channel. Coach Steve Money, gmail.com. Donations go to paypal.me/Coach Steve Money. You can have me on the gram at Coach Steve Money. Of course, this YouTube channel is youtube.com/Coach Steve Money. And on there, you can find my older Ramsey stuff, which is Ramsey Coach. That's this show. These are all my previous ones. This is number 36 of this. And also the Ramsey Show After Show, which I have done 349 of. The last one being on 354 of, excuse me, the last one being on September 4th. And right above that is the music playlist, and we have Baby Step song, John Deloney song, Rachel Cruz song, Jade Warshaw song, the Baby Steppin' song, and Lifestyle Creep, all Ramsey adjacent songs in that music playlist. Especially if you're a female, can sing high, would love to hear you sing any of these songs. It'd be excellent. Singing's not my regular job. I did the best I could. But I've been asking other people to sing those for... Nobody has taken the bait yet for that. All right. And I think that is it. Thanks, guys, for chatting. Appreciate you guys dropping by the chat. And of course, come by the Ramsey Show chat. That is 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time on YouTube. And come and hang out in the chat with us. Alrighty, so I'll probably do another Oak Island video tomorrow. Alrighty, thanks again so much for watching, and make smart financial decisions every day.